Hey there everybody, Ninpalk here, and I just wanted to record a little video explaining on the fastest way to get rare stones in Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I want to point out that this is using a glitch that may get patched, and I'm going to be using video clips, and then I'll do a live example at the end. So this is me getting a rare stone, so you know that like it doesn't take long to set up. And honestly, you could just start floating and wait for Kirby to get tired. You don't have to do it super fast. Like you see, I start to slow down. And you see I bounce way up there. Let's go back a little bit. So what I'm doing is I'm pressing B to cancel the flight, and then I'm holding B after that. Well, I'm pressing B twice and holding B. And then right when it touches the ground, like right there, I press the jump button. And that gives me an insane amount of height. You could technically mash for this. And that little light green area you could also rest on if it makes it easier for you, but you just gotta get underneath that and go in that little corner, and then enter the Coliseum, and this will put this in a glitch state, so just go and briefly buy it again. We would just wait for him to get tired, he'll start lowering, B twice, hold, and then, you know. So I'll go more into that later. So the requirements for this glitch is to have the Coliseum unlocked and having hammer. Most likely you'll have that by the time you have the Coliseum unlocked. It is the third, after the third boss, and you just need, I'd recommend getting Crash and maybe the item shop, which is 145 Waddle Dees if you can. I'll explain why in a little bit. So this is me doing it without an ability, in case you have a weak ability, you're doing this early in the game or something. This is pretty slow if you do it without an ability. You could also use your hammer, but I don't have the weakest hammer on my file, so I didn't really get to test that. This is if you have no ability. You wait for him to hit that, and then you shoot that, and then after he growls, hit him again, and it's done. This is the only fight you have to actually do, and I'll show that in a little bit. This is what happens if like you actually have Toy Hammer. I just fast forward a little bit. Hit him first, and this is with no buffs. That's like the fastest way to do that. And then that's like about 8 seconds. You can do it a little faster, maybe more like 7 or 6 seconds, like under 7 seconds possibly, without buffs. And let's go to the next one. This one's if you get Crash. This is, you have to be lucky, because like, I'll point this out real quick. Oh, whoops. You see Crash and Hammer were both there, and I started with Hammer when I entered this room because I needed a hammer to get into this glitched Coliseum. So, you have hammer already. You can just grab Crash if it's there, and this is how fast Crash is without a power-ups. It's actually a little slower than using Toy Hammer, but it's faster with power-ups, and that's why power-ups can be useful. Because you can't one-shot him without power-ups. You wait for him to growl again, and you shoot that, and he's done. And like, here's the thing. The next one that I put here, this is if you have power-ups and you have Toy Hammer. This is just a fast way of doing it. Perhaps you don't need to hit him first. You can just charge at level 2 and immediately hit him. Grab him. And here's the thing. There's a few frame window, like right around the B or the O is when you would want to press the button. You could I have a pause example of it in a second, but basically there's a little delay before you shoot it, and you want to hit him right when it hits to the full thing. So we'll look at that again. This is just a faster way of doing it if you want to do it really quickly, and there's no downside, because if you miss it, if you're a little too early, a little too late, unless you're super late, he'll have 1 HP and you can just kill him with the hammer power up and then get the hammer power up right back. That's the convenient thing about this being the bonkers fight, is we get the hammer back every time. Like, I didn't have to swallow that, I could have just swallowed him. So, and then here's Crash with power up. Not the fastest way, but this is the safer way with hammer, because obviously you don't have any power up after you use it. With power up, you notice, you can one shot him with the ability, and if we use that small point, like you see, there was a time I could have hit him, but I didn't, because it's the safe way. If you just wait for the growl, it'll always do enough with the power up. And then this is the fastest I've done it and it's with Crash. You enter with Crash, and you basically, I'll explain the time for that. I usually pretty much do it as soon as I see, I see the power gets about here, where it gets to like the W in Wild Frosty. I press the button, takes a second, and then it does that. If you do it like slightly too early, it can be too early, but you want to do it pretty early on. So it's kind of hard to see that. So see, like, I pause like right in the middle of the B, and then I spam B as I'm unpausing, and I got that in 4:56. And you may be wondering, well, what about the other fights? I don't have it fully able to record in a 30-second video, but as you can see by the end of that, hold on. So like, as you see that, it actually completes it because it's glitched out. So let's test that theory here. So we're gonna wait till we're tired, and I want to explain a bit more about this skip. So like, see, I didn't get that. I want to show you guys how you can do it with a pause buffer if you struggle with the timing. So as soon as he does that, I actually pressed A before I paused. But you basically just get a little left and hold forward. Sometimes, well, I guess I can't. Well, I can show it. So hold on. I can show it here as well. You don't want to fall down fully. You just kind of well time an A press. Sometimes you have to like go over if that happens. You can get stuck in the middle of the Coliseum, and you can get stuck down there where it's water and you can't get out. In that case, you'd have to return to the title screen. But once you get used to this, it's really easy. I was just going slow there to like kind of show you, but like, here's the thing. You can do it in here, and you could actually die in this room. I don't know exactly how glitched it would be with the Meta Knight Cup. But you can die in this room, and they'll ask you to retry or whatever, I think. You can get up there, so, you know. Like, that's a good place to practice it, I guess. So I have power-ups. Here's what I could do. I'm going to pause them shortly after press B. Alright, so I was too late. But since Hammer's strong, I could just kill him and still like that. So, like, it's a little risky to do it early with the Crash strat. But with the Hammer strat, you can, especially if you have Toy Hammer or the final upgrade Hammer. Toy Hammer's the strongest one. But, you know, you could do this really quick. So let me just, like, show how fast it could be. You know, this video's been a little long already, but, like, we're going to see, like, you know, we just got the rare stone. And let's see how long. We could start from right here, honestly. And if you miss it, it's whatever. You just set it up again. Sometimes if you do it right, you can do it right again. So that was like maybe like 5-7 seconds lost because I messed it up once, right? Drop down here, get in this little crevice, and you can do this for movement. You can just hold B as you're waiting for this if you have power-ups. See, that was 8 seconds. So, like, basically, if I get the thing, I don't have to get my hammer back. I can just shoot it right back out and it'll kill him. And see, I made some mistakes and that was still about a minute. A little bit of stuff you have to mash through, but, like, it's, like, obviously you could do this in about a minute if you, like, you know, have good luck with Crash and stuff, if you get really consistent at it. But as you see, my rare stone counter went up. And that makes it really good, because you may have noticed that, okay, so like if I mess up like that, so like let's say a mess up example, right, where we don't get enough height. I want to bring this up because this is important. You could do the fall again. You could try to time it. If you mess up the time and land, you can't time it again. But like, say if you can get the land again basically. But once you land, that makes Kirby not tired anymore. So I just want to point out, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the Kirby Speedruns Discord or message me on Twitter, message in the comments, whatever you want to do. I'll just be here grinding rare stones. Keep in mind, you don't get star coins from this, so upgrading the weapons, you'll have to get more star coins if you want to upgrade everything, because it is honestly quite expensive. But yeah, one more thing, I never actually know how to do this, but if there's a way to turn off like the online stuff, please do, because Wise Waddle Dee thinks that if you don't use buffs, he thinks that you might be. I'm just doing this just so you can see it while I'm talking about this. Wise Waddle Dee thinks that Meta Knight Cup is completed in that, even though it doesn't save the time. You'd also do this. Just wait. And that's easy. That's another way you could do it. But yeah, there's plenty of ways to do this with Hammer or Crash. And it's really fast. I know this video took like 11 minutes, but that's because I was trying to show every like little aspect of it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. And yeah, this won't mess with your leaderboards or anything. It can give you the if you haven't done the Meta Knight Cup, this actually I think it does give you the blueprint still. It doesn't give you the coins because you have to actually go with the box, like the treasure chest, to get that. So yeah, if you're gonna use boosts and you don't have much money, every time you can go and get this, and that gets you 10. You know, honestly, you should be able to get like 15 to 20 of those done with one attack boost, and that'll be enough to pay for that. So, you know, it's not too bad. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.